I do think that Russia will pay a price. It has already paid a price. What is it that had to pump 21 billion rubles into, or dollars, into shoring up the ruble currency? But that's not something that in a liberal system the governments, us, the West, decides. That's something that the traders decide, the investors do. That's why was Michael so skeptical on the sanctions, WTO, whatnot. I think you let the market forces play themselves out. And Russia will realize just how difficult it is to be a McDonald's country trying to fight a war against another McDonald's country. There are real repercussions. And let's not forget that the guys sitting on top also hold shares in some of the largest companies. I'd love to see what the portfolios of some of the guys in Kremlin and see what sort of hit they've taken over the past 2 weeks. How that shapes the political calculus, I don't know, but it can be an encouragement to do these sorts of things more often.
Yep. Well, what Tomas said, it's just a normativist approach, I would say. I mean, okay, it's logical why Georgia should not be given map, because there are certain normatives, requirements, there is a checklist in NATO's arsenal. But if everything what sounds logical was really right, Russia had a regime change agenda. For Russia, the South Ossetia is nothing, just it's in the middle of nowhere. It's a remote place, tiny place, 30,000 people. I mean, sometimes my impression is that by itself, very rightful theoretical approaches from peace research, from liberal institutionalism, then conflict resolution techniques derives from it. They are all rightful approaches, but unless you really analyze the peculiarities of concrete situations, these approaches might just fail. Unless you really identify who are the sides of the conflict, these approaches are just senseless. And here what we have, I mean, 30,000 people, Ossetians, in this small place, 1,000 square kilometers, maybe even less, while twice or three times as many Ossetians live around Georgia very peacefully. And suddenly this small group, especially even not the group, but the bench of, I'm sorry to say, but criminals, become legitimate side of negotiations, becoming legitimized through, I mean, international mechanisms. That's what happens. I mean, what if they were really interested in addressing their basic needs? What would have been better for them than Georgian suggestions, internationalize the peacekeeping format? If there were real blue helmets, not these Russian, I mean, soldiers, but real blue helmets, and if Georgia had, I imagine, very evil intentions to solve everything militarily, would have Georgia, who aspired for NATO membership, ever dared to start shooting when there are, I don't know, Dutch, Greek, Irish soldiers? Wouldn't it have been much better protection for Ossetians? But they are not interested in this. They are receiving orders from Moscow. They are on payroll of Russia. And I mean, not understanding it. It's just playing the endless game, which eventually just pours the water on the mill of Russia, or I mean, plays at hand of Russia. That's what was happening for years here.
Okay, look, let us pause now. Thank you very much, everybody.